Once there was a stand up comedian who was just starting out in the field. One day he saw on the stage an Emmy Award winner, C.K. Lewis. Because C.K. Lewis was so professional and so experienced, he went to C.K. Lewis and asked, "Do you have any suggestions for starters like me?" C.K. Lewis replied, "I can't help you at all. The only road to a good show is a bad one. Just go start having a bad time, and if you don't give up, you will get better." Hi everyone, I'm Shagun, and in this video, I'm going to cover the summary of the book Fail Fast, Fail Often by Ryan Bandyux and John Krumboltz. The basic principle on which this book is based upon is the concept of embracing failures and seeing them as learning opportunities instead of something that you should stumble upon. The author in the book says that we should embrace failure and see it as a new mindset which encourages individuals to take risks, learn from their mistakes, and iterate quickly. The author quotes the very famous George Bernard Shaw in his book and says that a life making mistakes is worth more valuable than a life spent doing avoiding mistakes. The authors in the book share many tips and techniques through which we can develop a mindset of embracing failure and thereby developing a positive relationship with failure. So please stay till the end of the video because there I'm going to share those techniques that are shared in the book by the authors. And if you like the video till now, please do hit the subscribe button because it really means a lot. It encourages me to prepare more of such videos. The book highlights three things. Firstly, reframing failures as opportunities for growth. Secondly, celebrating the lessons learned. And thirdly, using the lessons as stepping stone towards success. Andrew Stanton, the director of the famous movie Wall-E, said, "My strategy has always been be wrong as fast as you can, which basically means we are going to screw up. Let's just admit that. Let's not be afraid of that. But let's do it as fast so we can get to the answer. You can't get to adulthood before you go through puberty. I won't get it right the first time. But if I get it wrong really quickly, I will learn from it and pose it as stepping stones." The author in the book says, no one dies by making mistakes or by doing the wrong things. But when people avoid failure, that becomes like a killer. Having fear of failures make us lose out on opportunities for new growth. The book adds that when we fail are the times when we accomplish the most, when we learn the most. Hence, making mistakes coincides with making personal progress. The more you make mistakes, the more you will live a wonderful life. The book gives the example of Starbucks and says that Starbucks became what it is today after a series of adjustments, experiments, and revisions. But the only difference between these stories and the rest is that they give themselves the permission to fail repeatedly again and again. The author says that we should imbibe failure as a necessary part of our learning curve, through which we gain valuable insights, develop resilience, and adapt their strategies based on the feedback received from failures. So now let's quickly move to the techniques that the author in the book suggests that we should incorporate in our life if we want to develop a mindset of embracing failures. So let's begin with the first one. The importance of experimentation. The author urges that while making career choices, one should not try to become a perfectionist. Rather than allow yourself to explore, give yourself the permission to fail and see how people respond to it. The author says that we should do more of experiments in our life to understand our strengths and weaknesses, to understand our ideas and approach, and whether we like something or not. The author gives the example of the success of the company Potbelly over here. Potbelly started as an antique store, but when it didn't work as much as an antique store would, they started selling sandwiches so people would come into the store and buy antiques. The response was such that people started liking ice creams and sandwiches much more than antiques, and later the company adopted this business model where it would sell sandwiches and ice creams and on the side would have some antiques that people could look at. And that's how Potbelly became a success. That's how Potbelly adapted to the changing environment. The second technique that the author suggests is think big but act small and now. Instead of thinking big as to what big you can do in life, think what you can do now. Think what small step can you take now at this moment. Avoid big investments until you're sure of what the outcome is going to be. Until then, start taking small, manageable steps in life that could be avoided, that could be adjusted and removed. Successful people take small steps to experiment, collect information, and adjust course without the need for a huge investment or long term commitment. For example, if you're wanting to start a business, don't think of starting a business from a big range. Think of what you can do today. Maybe you can build a prototype of the product. Maybe you can start a survey and see what the customer reactions are. So instead of investing big and going for big investors, start seeing what you can do today. So if something doesn't work out today, you can change it immediately without much risk. The third is considering yourself as a beginner always. The author suggests that doing things initially like a beginner makes you meet new people, bring new perspectives, learn new stuff, and make new memories. The fourth technique is always be curious. Curious around your surroundings, curious about other people, curious about your own life and experience, about the opportunities around you, and so on. The author says that people who act upon their curiosity get a wide variety of experiences that lead to new and unexpected outcomes. The author says that curiosity has an expiration date. If people start doubting their curiosity, they might lose on the opportunities that curiosity is putting on their life. Curiosity is something that provides energy. Curiosity is something that propels you towards action. The fifth technique that the author suggests is have a fresh eyes towards your surrounding and see everything like as if you're seeing it for the first time. Look at the people around, look at the technology around, look at your mind and body, the nature around, the aesthetics around. What do you find beautiful and meaningful around? Take the example of Edwin Land, a physicist who specialized in the field of optics. While on a vacation with his family members, Land was asked by his 3-year-old daughter why she couldn't see the picture right away. This question made Land so intriguing. This led to the development of the Polaroid instant camera that sold over 150 million units and changed the photography industry forever. The question that Land faced from his 3-year-old daughter made him imagine new possibilities, made him see things from a fresh perspective, and made him launch the digital camera that changed the life of photography forever. The sixth and the last technique that the author shares is get out of the box. There's a very famous saying by a Canadian communication theorist and social reformer who said, "We don't know who discovered water, but it wasn't surely the fish." So if you want to discover something, you have to get out of the box. You have to get outside and observe that thing to make a change in everyday life. The author asks people to think outside the box and explore unfamiliar territories and actions. The author urges people to try new things, go to unknown places, meet new people, expose to different ideas and culture. Find ways to step out of your everyday life and to explore new places, to meet new people so you can have new experiences in life. I heard a motivational speaker a few days ago, and something that he said resonated with me. He said that if you want to be creative and if you want to make sure that you get new ideas in your business, once a week work from somewhere which is not your office space. So when you go to a new place, you develop fresh ideas. Try a different route to home today. Look at a new tree, a new street, a new people. Introduce yourself to a stranger and talk about yourself. Even though the person may not seem very interested, read a magazine that you would never pick up. Example, if you love cooking, read a sports magazine. If you like gardening, read a business magazine. We must face challenges to see the limits and knowledge so we can encounter the unknown and learn from the experiences. Do something that you have been wanting to do for a long time and give yourself the permission to fail badly at it. And this is what the gist of the book, Fail Fast, Fail Often is. It's a very interesting book that talks about why we should fail as fast as we can and give ourselves the permission to perform poorly at anything so we can learn from those experiences and move forward. Well, I hope you like the summary of this book. If there's any other book that you want me to cover as a summary, please do let me know in the comment section. Please do let me know your experiences of facing failures and how you have used them to learn better in life. Thank you.